Hi, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. First off, I want to apologize. I haven't made any videos in a couple of weeks. I came down like deathly ill. I haven't been sick in over a couple of years. It's rare that I get sick ever in the summertime. I can't remember the last time, but I think I've just been burning the candle at both ends, and my resistance got down. You got hit over the head with a really bad... I thought I had pneumonia initially. I've lost my lung capacity. I can barely talk. I'm just now able, to converse. And sadly, I couldn't even take any time off. I've been so busy. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So there's no sick days or workman's comp or anything like that. I have to pretty much work straight through. So I've had some of the biggest jobs in 107 to 111 degree heat outside, big two-story houses to paint, sicker than a dog, feverish, almost falling off the ladder, but I got the jobs done, which, helps me to pay my bills and to buy more games, as if I need more games. So, but I wanted to take the time and talk about E3. I know it's like old history now. Everyone's kind of been there, done that. But I was excited about so many great games, previews, and little, teaser trailers that we saw of E3. And I wanted just to give my quick impressions of the games that I'm excited about, the games that I can only afford so many. So these are the ones I'm committed to buying. I'm sure that, there'll be many games that I'll miss that perhaps you're looking forward to that aren't on the list. Mine mostly will be focused on single-player games. There'll be some that will be multiplayer and single-player games. But anyway, here they are. I'm going to go down the list and tell you the ones I'm committed to getting this year and next year if they come out. And then a few kind of honorable mentions that look really good that I'm going to be watching closely. So the first one on the list is Alien Isolation. I love the very first Alien film. I saw it opening day in '79. 70 millimeter surround sound, Dolby Digital. It was fantastic. Scared the living shit out of me to this day. It's still my favorite Alien movie because you only need one alien. And it was such a new, fresh concept at the time. You kind of had to be there and see the very first one in the theater. No one had seen anything like it, and it really was masterfully done. I like the direction of this new game, Alien Isolation, because it's the same concept. It's just you on the spaceship. I think you're, whoever the star. It's like Ripley's daughter from the original Alien, but now you're on the same spaceship. I think there's going to be other survivors and perhaps some of the androids, like Ash and what have you as well. It'll be there, but it's just surviving and not being spotted by the alien and trying to get off the ship. So I love the premise of it. It looks very atmospheric. I think this will make up for a lot of the disappointment of Alien Colonial Marines. I have a lot of faith in this developer, and I like a lot of the previews from on E3 that I saw, but I'm really excited. So that one's hot on my list. Excuse me, my voice is just really kind of sore and blown out from coughing so much. Batman Arkham Knight really looks good. I really was impressed with it. Batman Origins, Arkham Origins, which visually looked really fantastic. I love the cutscenes in it, the villains. But this new one with the introduction of the Batmobile and Rocksteady back at the helm with an even bigger Gotham, much more verticality, areas to explore, to fly through, Gotham City and prevent crimes or to fight, the Scarecrow bad guy looks great. There's just some really nice stuff at E3 shown in this game. I'm really excited. I can't wait for this Batman Arkham Knight. I know many of you are excited as well. I'm a big fan of the Batmobile in particular. I have a whole collection of them, the Batmobiles, and so I'm really excited about this new one. The next game is Battlefield Hardline. Just look at on the surface, looks like a reskin of Battlefield 4. Which I enjoy very much on my PlayStation 4. I'm about halfway through the game, and I love the campaign. I really love the action, the fantastic sound design. Visually, it's incredible on the game engine. I think it's on that DICE, game engine. It looks fantastic, that Frostbite engine. But this new one I like because it reminds me of the Heat movie or the movie The Town, kind of a cops versus robbers, major downtown LA heist. Even the sound design alone, it sounds like you can hear the M16s and the Uzis, the bullets echoing off from all the concrete in the downtown streets and tunnels and, pedestrian passageways and things. It looks fantastic. My friend Cameron from the Industrial Gamer, which I have my little sidebar of my favorite channels, I'll have a link below to just one of his, he did like 3 different gameplay videos. He got the beta of it. He did one that was a little over an hour long, which I'll have a link down below of that video. It's a fantastic video that he did. I'm not even a multiplayer person, but I love the concept of this game so much. To me, this is even better than Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I love this cops versus robbers. I think there'll be some places possibly in Europe, places obviously like in downtown LA, kind of like the Heat movie. It looks very, very good. I'm really excited about that. It's supposedly to have a single-player campaign story. So for that reason alone, I'm going to get it. I might even try the multiplayer in this. I've watched, my friend Cameron did 3 different gameplay videos. They're all about 45 minutes to an hour long. The last one I just watched last night on my Xbox 360 app is fantastic. I'll have a link to that one down below. It's just great. You can go off zip lines off these high-rise downtown buildings, parachute off. There's vehicles, bikes, muscle cars, cop cars. You can play as the cops, play as the robbers. I don't know much about the single-player campaign, but finally, it's my kind of game. I was excited, frankly, for the Payday 1 and Payday 2 games, but those are really co-op, multiplayer-only games. So I sadly kind of missed the boat on those. But if this has a campaign, I'm all over this. I'm really excited. I think it'll be in November. It'll be coming out. Battlefield Hardline looks really good. If it's half as good as what I've played the campaign in Battlefield 4, then I'm all over it. So very excited about that. Next is the Dead Island 2. Kind of a teaser trailer. It was very funny, very creative, very nicely done. It's by Jaeger, one of my favorite design studios. They did the wonderful game Spec Ops: The Line. It's visually arresting, a fantastic game. Fairly standard, generic third-person gameplay. But the story was great. Visually, it was very nicely done. So I have a lot of faith in Jaeger, and I'm interested to see. I think this one will take place in California, so I don't know if it's just Southern California or San Francisco and LA, but I like the theme of it a lot. I'll definitely be getting this brand new Dead Island 2. I'm very excited about that. The next one was Dying Light, which I've been following for quite a while, which is, frankly, they're the original, I think Techland is doing it, which did the original Dead Island, which I really like Dead Island. Some people had an issue with it. I personally liked it. It's really a co-op game. You kind of suffer through it in single player, but it's still playable. It's just that it's much more fun if you get your buds to play with it. In fact, I have it permanently downloaded off Xbox Live Arcade. It was as kind of a gold. You can get it 1 month. They had it where you could get a free download, and I wanted it because I wanted all the patches and the DLC and stuff that came with it. So I have the whole game there because one of my nephews in town, we can do the co-op of that. So I'm excited about this Dead Island 2. Dying Light looks good too. I love the parkour elements, kind of like Mirror's Edge. I think is fantastic. I'm just not crazy about the zombies being able to scale the buildings and scramble up the buildings after you. It's kind of unrealistic. But still, the gameplay looks fun. It looks good. It looks really violent, visceral. And now they're kind of introducing this little X-ray kind of vision thing with this Dying Light. And Techland, who did the original Dead Island, is doing this, so it looks good. I'm interested to see more previews of it. I'm pretty sure I'll get Dead Island 2. Dying Light, I'm still kind of waiting to see, but there's a good chance I'll get it as well. The next one is Far Cry 4. Now, if anyone has played Far Cry 3 and doesn't like it, I'd like to meet them because I love the game. In fact, Far Cry 3 was my first review I did in, I think, 2012. You can go back and watch it. I'm a little embarrassed by it. I was enthusiastic. I didn't know really how to do a game review, but I love the game so much. I'm about 35 hours into Far Cry 3. I still haven't finished it yet. I've unlocked all the pirate stations on the island, all the radio towers on the first island. I still haven't got to the second island yet, but I'm almost done with all the missions on the first island, and I want to finish that this year before the new one comes out. But I love the new one because I love this kind of concept up in the Himalayas with elephants and all of these kind of like these little temples and monks up there. And it's got a very interesting villain. I don't know too much about this villain versus the old Voss villain on Far Cry 3, but I love the concept of it. And I'm really excited about the new. It's like the new helicopter that you can fly in on the new one. They brought back the wingsuits. You're going to have like a grappling hook deal, kind of like Just Cause 2, which I'm excited about. So it has a lot of fluid gameplay where you can jump off cliffs and then take a car off a cliff and then go into a wingsuit and then grapple to something. And It's going to be really cool. I'm very, very excited about Far Cry 4. I got to finish Far Cry 3 before it comes out, so I'm going to definitely be getting that one. They had initially a good trailer of it, but then later at the Sony press conference, they showed this wonderful gameplay of it. I'm like, I was sold instantly. So the next one is GTA 5. Now, pretty much everyone's already played this. And some people are waiting for it to come on PC, and I validate if you don't have a PlayStation 4, or I mean, PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, you'll have a chance to play it on PC now, which I think will be fantastic. But the graphics, even on the PlayStation 4, look fantastic. I cannot believe much more intricate detail with the grass, the landscaping, the trees, the lighting, under the water, over the water, the white caps on the ocean, even more cars on the road, more pedestrians. It's almost like a PC version, but they're going to have it, I believe, for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and PC. I'm very excited, and I kind of like this new trend of these definitive edition, kind of like the Tomb Raider, which I also bought, the definitive edition of Tomb Raider. All I've played so far is the first level in its entirety, just to see the graphics, and man, it looks great. 60 frames a second. With the incredible graphics of the PlayStation 4 in 1080p is amazing. So I love this new trend, and I'm going to be getting a lot of these games that are last-gen games coming out for next-gen consoles. So GTA 5, I'm excited about. You'll even be able to carry over your saves, even if it's from a different platform, which is interesting. So, but I don't care. I'm going to play it from the beginning all the way through. I've already got over 100 hours in GTA 5 and can't rave enough about it. It was my game of the year for 2013. The next one is Homefront 2, The Revolution. Now, I'm one of the few, the 20 people that actually likes the first Homefront from THQ. I thought it was really interesting. I love the concept of it. I like how at the final missions near the end, it wraps up in San Francisco and you work your way up the superstructure of the Golden Gate Bridge, and then take the battle itself onto the Golden Gate. I thought was amazing. The gameplay was fun. It had good sound design, kind of reminded me of the game Black. Really solid sound design, explosions. It's just not quite as polished as what we're used to with the Battlefield 3 and all that, but I still like Homefront quite a bit, and it looks like on this new Crytek engine, this Homefront 2 looks amazing. I'm really excited about that, so I'm dying to get the Homefront 2. The next one is a definitive edition of The Last of Us, which will be coming to the PlayStation 4. Now, I've only played about 90 minutes of The Last of Us on my PS3. I have a special edition of that came with the art book and a steel case PlayStation 3 copy. Now, I've already traded that in for some older Xbox games. My steel case PS3 version, I kept the book though, but I knew I was going to be getting this PlayStation 4 version, and I'm dying to sit through in its entirety and finally enjoy the Last of Us on my PS4 with even better graphics. So, and I thought it looked impressive on the PlayStation 3, but I can't wait to play it on the PlayStation 4. So I'm really excited about that. Mad Max was one of the first games last year that I put a pre-order on. I think it's been pushed back to 2015. I'm not sure, but they didn't show too much at E3, but I'm very excited about that from Avalanche Studios. It'll be just as large, the world, as what was in Just Cause 2, which is one of my favorite open-world sandbox games. So you get like 400 square miles of wasteland that you'll be able to explore in this new Mad Max game, and then customize the cars, and you'll have a little sidekick character that you'll take with you, a mechanic, and lots of exploration, and there'll be melee combat, car combat, side quests, things like that. I'm really excited about that, so I'm waiting to see more stuff on Mad Max, but I have a lot of faith in Avalanche Studios, and I think it's going to be a great game. The next one is a Metro Last Light Redo, Redux, Redo, however it's pronounced, for the PlayStation 4 that's coming. I'm sure it'll be on the Xbox One as well. I'm not sure if it'll be on PC or not with enhanced graphics, but it has even better graphics. Now, I'm about 5 or 6 levels into that on my Xbox 360 and really enjoy the game quite a bit. I can't wait to play more of that and play it. I'll start, replay it from the beginning all the way through. I also have Metro 2033 for the Xbox 360, but I've never played that one. So I'm really excited about that one. I'll definitely be getting that this year. The next one is No Man's Sky, which looks amazing. 4 guys in a gaming studio designed this extremely ambitious game where you can take off and explore space, planets, get to the planet itself, go under the surface of the water, the ocean, above the ocean, up on the land, and there's some kind of a special gaming engine that generates plant life and animal life on the fly, so you never know what you're going to get. It's a very intriguing concept. It's done with this art style of, kind of reminds me of the old science fiction novels that came out back in like the late 60s and early 70s. That were on a lot of paperback books, vivid, gorgeous artwork, that kind of a real heavy science fiction inspired artwork that I just love the look of. Very vibrant, very cool. You'll be able to do custom spaceships and explore. You can do more, fighting via your spaceships, or just do more nothing but exploration. So I don't know if it's a heavy cloud-based, server-based game, single-player, multiplayer. I don't know too much about it, but I love the style of it very much, and I'm really excited from what I've seen so far. So really pumped about that. Next one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, which they showed kind of a teaser trailer, not too much on it, but anyone that's watched my 2013 reviews knows that Tomb Raider was one of my favorite games of the year. I thought it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I'm really excited for this new one. They didn't show too much in the way of gameplay. I don't know where it takes place or anything like that. But I'm really pumped about that, and I have a lot of faith in that. I think it was Crystal Dynamics, whoever did that game, did a wonderful job. It had finally a great cover system. The weapons were very satisfying. I like the verticality in the combat and platforming. Just a wonderful game. Oh, my orange juice tastes good. Still kind of overdosing vitamin C, trying to get better here. The next one is Star Wars Battlefront, which I don't know if it's a multiplayer game or if it's a single-player game or a combination. I miss the old Battlefronts, which in fact I need to get those from my original Xbox. And I love Battlefront 1 and 2 were fantastic. My nephew and I played those a lot. And if this new one, it looks beautiful. The graphics, the land speeders, the X-Wing fighters, everything I've seen, they've done careful research and modeling and rendering of everything. But I have a feeling it's going to be a heavy, multiplayer game. So we'll have to see. I'm going to be watching that one. That one is the only game in here I kind of have a question mark at the end of it, because if it's multiplayer only, I'm going to sadly pass on it. But if it does have any kind of a campaign, I'll be all over. I'm definitely excited about that. So the next one is Uncharted 4. This will obviously be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I have all three of the first Uncharted games. I've only played all of the first one and maybe half of the second one. I never finished the second one, and I have the third one, but I have never played it. So I'm very excited about the Uncharted 4. I think that'll be a system seller for some. And it looks great. Kind of a teaser trailer, had amazing graphics, but didn't show too much. Kind of a cutscene render deal that they showed, but it still is looks really good. I'm very excited about Uncharted 4. And the last one on my list of that I'm definitely going to be buying is Doom 4. Now I have the beta right here that came with this wonderful Wolfenstein game, and I already downloaded the code in here for whenever it's ready. I can't wait to play the beta of this Doom 4. I don't know if it's going to be a single-player campaign like the old Doom 3, or multiplayer, or combination. I don't know, but I think it'll be on the id Tech 5 game engine. But I'm really excited about this beta on this, and I would have pre-ordered Wolfenstein anyway without the beta, but I immediately put the code in there because I'm a huge Doom fan, and I cannot wait. It looks demonic as hell, looks scarier than hell, so I can't wait for this. If it's even half as good as Doom 3, the BFG edition, which I have from Xbox 360, I'll be very happy. So I'm really pumped about that. I have a few honorable mentions as well. That game Bloodborne looks really good. Great graphics. I don't know which studio is developing it. I think it's the one that did the Dark Souls and all that, but I'm not sure. But it looks good. I'm going to be watching that one closely. Dying Light, which I already mentioned earlier, I'm going to be watching that one closely. I'll probably get it, but I'm not sure yet. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, looks amazing. I cannot believe it. Now this I probably will get. This is on my list here so far. This will be the one I'll more than likely get, but I want to see a little bit more. It looks like a heavy hack-and-slash game, which I'm not typically a fan of, but it looks so good. And it looks like they captured the world of the Lord of the Rings films flawlessly. I love the visual art style, the impeccable graphics. It looks amazing. So I'm dying to see more of this. I'm quite excited about that I think it's the same studio that did the Dark Souls and all that too. So it looks very well done. I'm definitely looking for more previews and trailers of that. The next is The Order 1886. Now this I have when I bought my PlayStation 4. I got a free, beautiful, slick poster, which I have rolled up in my room. I haven't put it up because I had no place to put it really, but it looks like a great game. It looks a little linear, and the gameplay I did see didn't look amazing or anything. It looks kind of standard, kind of a third-person, shooter, but it does look good. It could be a heavy cinematic cutscene kind of a deal, I'm not sure. It does look fairly linear, which doesn't have to be a bad thing, but I want to see more on that game. I'm not going to commit to it yet till I see a little bit more gameplay of it, so I'm going to be watching for that one. The next one I'm really excited about. This could be a system seller for me to get a Wii U, and that's the game Star Fox, which I loved on my Super NES. I love Star Fox, one of my favorite games, and Wing Commander both. So everyone else was more excited. I'm not a big Zelda fan, but I could see the enthusiasm of the new Zelda game coming out. I certainly validate a lot of people will be getting a Wii U just to play the new Zelda game. I think there's like a Smash Brothers game, some other kind of cool old retro concepts are bringing back around, which I know many people are really excited about. The Nintendo conference really did good this year. I'm impressed. So I already love the Zombie U game. I like the Rayman's game on it. I've been waiting for just a couple more games. I said if I can get 4 to 5 games to rationalize buying a Wii U, I'll get one. So the Star Fox kind of puts it over the top for me. So I'm really excited about that. The next one could be a system seller for me, but then I heard some things on it that it's a heavy cloud-based game, and that's a new Crackdown game. I've been really excited. I love Crackdown. I never played the second one. It looked like a stale rehash of the first one with zombies, but I love Crackdown 1. It was one of those games I waited to play for quite a while because the box art looked like shit. I never was impressed with it, but I watched Mark Bussler's enthusiastic review of it, and I said, man, I got to get it. I love leveling my agent up and going after those orbs and getting them to jump higher and higher and platform to other high-rises and buildings to take down those hideouts and stuff is really cool. So I'm intrigued with it, but it looks like it's going to be a heavy server cloud-based game, which I don't like the direction Microsoft is taking it. It's sad because I would like to get an Xbox One, and Crackdown was to be a system seller, but if it's a heavy server-based game with my kind of questionable internet connection that I have, I'm going to have to wait and see on that. The next one is, which is also an exclusive on the Xbox One. Again, very disappointed, is the new Forza Horizon 2, which I love Forza Horizon. It's my favorite racing game of all time. I love it. I just did a review of it. Dave at Long Boys Post 1975 just did a little gameplay of it. He's very enthusiastic about it, loves it. I recommend it to him. He was happy with my recommendation. I would like nothing better than to get this new one, but you're going to be forced to play against these drivatars, which I don't like. I buy racing games to play against perfected AI. I don't want to race against people bouncing off the guardrails, a destruction derby at the first turn of every race. As human AI, typically, they don't know how to drive. I hate to say it, but I race for precision. I do not want to be forced to have human AI that I have to race against with this drivatar thing. It's another heavy cloud-based, server-based game, which I don't like the trend that Microsoft is taking with it. If the drivatar thing, if I find out that it's optional and you can shut it off, which apparently you can't do in Forza 5, if I can shut it off, then I probably would get an Xbox One just to play the Forza Horizon 2. But the fact that in Forza 5 you can't even shut it off really bothers me. I just refuse to buy it. So it's sad that two great games, Crackdown and Forza Horizon 2, both were to be system sellers for me. But sadly, even though I like Microsoft's press conference this year, I think was much better, double what they did last year. I like the direction that they're finally taking off that goofy damn mandatory connect, which I don't want in my home. That's fine. I think that's great. I like the price reduction on it. That's fine. But I just don't like all the heavy microtransaction games. I'm not thrilled with this heavy cloud-based technology they're kind of forcing down your throat. And now the drivatar thing on the Forza Horizons, I personally have a problem with it. If you don't mind it, that's fine. I understand, but I just don't like that. I like to race against precision. That's why I don't like doing my racing games online, because people are just pirates behind the wheel on racing games. That's my experience anyway. What else? The Crew is another one, which visually looks amazing. I love the concept of the racing across the United States, but again, it's like a big multiplayer type game. I think it may have a single player element, but I'm not sure. Still, it's like a perpetual world, kind of like the Destiny game, or possibly the Tom Clancy's The Division, where it's always going on, you can jump in and out. I just don't like those kind of games. Drive Club could be the same thing. I'm going to be watching that. I was planning on getting Drive Club because it's to be like the Forza for the PlayStation 4, but if it's a heavy cloud-based, online, always kind of a game, multiplayer type deal, I'm probably not going to get it. But I'm going to watch. We'll wait and see. So I'm watching The Crew, definitely watching Drive Club, but I want to see more on them and see. I like single-player games. That's what I like. Because sometimes I have to jump on late at night, or my friends aren't available to play online, and I like to play when I want to play, what I want to play, and not be at the mercy of some server or something that's here today and gone tomorrow. So that's just me. But the last one is one that I thought was coming out in July, but apparently it came out, I think, on June 6th, which is Lifeless Planet. I'm really excited about this. I can get it right now, I think 20% off on Steam. It's a PC game. Kind of reminds me of the game Myst, where you're up on this kind of a mysterious game where you're on this little planet like Mars, I think, I'm not sure. You're a little astronaut, you can kind of platform and explore. There's this quiet, mysterious planet. There's a little bit of civilization there, but not too much. Lots of clues. You got to kind of figure out this mystery. I'm really excited with the gameplay elements I've seen. I'll probably be getting that. That'll be probably the first game that, and I think my new, AMD 10 computer can finally run it too. Finally, a PC game I can actually play and run. So I may be getting that as my first PC game for my new PC. I'm really excited about that. I did pick up the game Enemy Front opening day, and I have the special edition of this with some extra, DLC and weapons and what have you, and maybe extra missions. I'm not sure. I'm excited about playing this, but I haven't installed it and played it because I'm out of room. I got like 2 or 3 gigabytes left on my Xbox 360 hard drive, and I'm sick of deleting games. I install every game, or I don't play them on my Xbox 360. Now, for those that have watched my channel for a while, last year I bought a brand new Xbox 360 Slim E model. That brand new, it looks kind of like a streamlined version of the Xbox One. And it comes with a nice 250 gig hard drive, and it came with a couple games. That has a 250 gig hard drive in it, and I have my 2009 Xbox 360 Elite model, which I have down here by my TV. That has a 250 gig hard drive, which is pretty much maxed out. Now, I have a data transfer cable, but I haven't taken my new Xbox 360 out of the box yet. I've had it for like over a year now. I got a killer deal on it, on sale with a couple games and everything, and I've been waiting to transfer the data over, but I want to get the 320 gig hard drive first. Well, finally, my wife just ordered me earlier in the week a brand new 320 gig hard drive for the Slim model, which will fit in my E. Once I put that in, then I'll transfer the data over. I should be able to put maybe another 17 to 20 games on my hard drive, and then I can keep all of my games on my hard drive. If Microsoft fails to support the Xbox 360 and pulls the plug, I'll have all my favorite games, the patches, the DLC, etc. So I'm really excited about that. It should be here either today or tomorrow at the latest. I can't wait to get it and install it. I have my brand new data transfer cable. I can transfer the data over, and then I'm going to install my new Enemy Front game and swap out, put my 09 Elite Xbox 360 over on my PC with my new Hauppauge HD PVR2, and I can record, my Xbox 360 gameplay over there, and then I'll have my new Slim model, E model, Xbox 360 right down here by the TV with an even bigger hard drive, which will be great, because I have so many Xbox Live Arcade games, and all my favorite, FPS games and racing games, and Forza 4, Forza Horizon, Crackdown, Dead Island, a lot of my favorite games that are installed on that hard drive. And so now I'll be able to put even more games on. So finally, I've got my new hard drive coming. I've got some good jobs I'm working on right now. Pretty soon I'm going to start going after that Panasonic 3DO and my Super NES and my Sega Genesis. and possibly some other consoles as well. So that'll be next. So I'm slowly kind of inching towards my goals of getting my game room wrapped up. I'm really excited. So anyway, thanks for your patience, guys. I was really excited about this E3. I think that Microsoft did very well with their press conference, Sony and Nintendo. They're almost all pretty much even. I don't think anyone came out radically over the top of anyone else. I think they all did well. It was even more impressive in some respects than last year's E3. So I'm really pumped about the new games. Let me know in the comments the games that you're excited about, the games that you want to get, that you saw at E3, that you like, whether they're multiplayer, single player. Tell me why you like them. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like about E3. And just leave something in the comments, but I really would love to interact with you in the comments about E3 and the games that you're excited about, the ones that you're committed to getting this year as well, and tell me why. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm hoping to get on the mend here and make some more videos, and hopefully they won't be near this far apart. I'll try to get another one out this weekend if I can. So thanks so much for watching, and enjoy those games.